Good morning and welcome to Race Day Sunday here at Bira Kart Circuit in Thailand. We are here for round 2 of the Rotex Max Challenge Asia Trophy alongside the Rotex Max Challenge Thailand 2023. So my name is Ling and I will be your co-commentator, and joining me today is Faisal.
Yep, so we are here in sunny and Sunday Bira Circuit. It's a 1.3 kilometer circuit. We have a field coming up of 15 karters for the Senior Max pre-final in about 5 minutes.
Yep, so today it's all about the finals, but we still have 2 pre-finals to get underway in our morning session. So we'll start with the pre-final for the Senior Max, followed by the pre-final for the DD2 Max Masters. So earlier this morning, all classes, all drivers completed their Sunday warm-up. And then once we're done with the pre-final in the morning, all eyes will be focused on the final races.
So for the pre-final Senior Max and Max Masters, it will be 17 laps. And looking at their lap times from yesterday, it was what, 51 and 55? So should be some interesting action.
Yeah, and I think for most of the classes, we all had pretty good battles for the race win and the race victory. So we're expecting more action today in the final races.
Yeah, yesterday, so Austin Gale, he won a 11-lap heat, qualifying heat in about 10 minutes. His fastest lap was a 55.9. But behind him, Presaya Harja, Rajarat, Monai, they were all pretty close, yeah? All in the low 56. And I think they were just, the gap between them during the race was a few tenths only.
Oh yeah, I think this was the category that we thought, they were taking it easy in the first half, and towards the second half, things started
pushing,
to heat up.
I think there was some tire conservation going on, pretty smart of them. But that was yesterday afternoon where it was pretty warm. Now in the morning, it seems to be pretty cool, so should see more action for them.
So this is our live feed from the...
Yeah, we just got a glimpse of Chanonan Viracha, cut 301. This is 352. That's Hana Singh.
So weather conditions this morning, it's not as hot as what it was during the races in the late afternoon yesterday. So let's see if the temperature continue to rise as we go forward with today's action.
Still looking on towards Hunter Singh, cut number 352, driving the Stratos. Who's that holding? This is 368.
So
that's Presayo.
5-minute board is up.
Oh, so they are all in the tents. They're not moving out to the tarmac yet, eh? Still having their
Even
carts.
the guy holding the board is in the tent.
Exactly.
Yesterday he was out in the sun. So 5 minutes to go before they head out for their pre-final.
You can see Hunter Singh suiting up. That's cut 324.
So for the for the mini, micro, and junior max, they completed their pre-finals yesterday. So for those categories, all they will be focused on later today will be the final race.
A single race for those categories. This another CRG driver.
So getting the helmets on, gloves on, and we should have action underway in less than 5 minutes.
15 karters, 17 laps. It is 32 degrees temperature now.
In terms of incidents, we didn't have too many.
Yesterday there was only one. What was it? We had a DNF. Somebody went straight into the tire barrier.
Oh yeah, I think that was the
Can't remember
opening
who it was.
lap. Yeah, but other than that, pretty clean race that they had during their
it was
qualifying
Yongbong.
heat.
He did not finish. Car number 318. Yongbong, he only did 4 laps. I think his car ended up in the grass somewhere. The rest of them did the 11 laps qualifying heat.
So a few final touches from some of the team, getting their tire pressures right. We also see, I think, the marshals getting some final looks. drivers look ready to go.
I think I just caught a glimpse of one driver taking a drink under his helmet chin bar.
I wonder what happened to that big fan that was on the
Oh yeah, there was a
side.
big fan in the paddock area. There they go, all getting ready.
Yep, so this is our live feed that you're watching of the pit exit area. So that's where they'll exit and head straight towards the start-finish line to start their formation lap.
All right, 5 minutes board is being held up with the
I thought it was 5 minutes, 2 minutes ago.
I think he was not supposed to hold it up inside.
Or maybe
5
3,
minutes.
I think 3 minutes on the
5,
other
3,
side.
1 and 30 seconds. That's how they hold up the board. Usually when it's 30 seconds, they start rolling out already. There you go, 5 minutes board out. All the carters are in the tent. Very smart of them. They are the heat boys. Austin Gale, Prasetyo Harja, Rajarat, Monai, Chanoknan. Should see the grid. Who's on front row again? It's Austin Gale. Alongside him will be Prasetyo. Third place will be Rajarat with Monai.
Yeah. So
Then
we're
we
going to
have-
see if today Austin Gale can do exactly what he did yesterday, which
Yeah.
was a runaway early in the front.
I think he opened up a decent gap in the first few laps and just stayed there and controlled it from there.
Yeah. So right, they are finally getting their carts out
Okay.
of the tent.
Okay, carts are now on the ground. Some of the carters. I think there's Prasetyo. He's already gotten into his cart. Toby Gale's cart about to be wheeled to the front. Earlier, I saw a cart stopped during the warm-up. That was Chanoknan. Then saw him walking across the grass, but seems to be he's all good. Can see his cart is lined up.
Yep, and they're about to show the 3 minutes board.
So 3 minutes now.
So on the left on screen, you can see, I think that's Toby Gill, our pole man for the pre-final of the Senior Max. Alongside him is Prasetyo.
Few of them are still under the tent. I see 4 carters still in the tent.
Because it'll be a 8 row grid.
These are faces of the crews who've worked tirelessly for their drivers. They do all the hard work and
Yeah,
carrying.
because they've been here probably
Yeah,
like
4
early
days,
in the week.
yeah. Unloading the carts, setting them up, and fixing up any damages that the carters inflict onto their machines.
Yeah, because yesterday we had quite a lot of action. They had warm up, they had qualifying practice, qualifying heat.
And looks like the clouds are rolling in. Here we go. So Marshall, is he gonna hold up the 3 minutes board soon? Or has he held up the 3 minute board?
Here you
Now he pulls it out. 1 minute
now
board
1
is up.
minute.
So 1 minute to go. Yes, should get all the carters onto their carts. And at 30 seconds, he will pull away the tire barrier and allow them to get on the track. There you go, 30 seconds. Engines on, 30-second board.
And this would be the pre-final of the
There we go.
Senior Max
Pulls away the
here at
barrier
the
and
Rotex
onto the
Max
track they
Challenge
go.
Asia Trophy. Here we go.
We should get all 15 of them. Crossing the
So
One
they'll
more, three
head
more.
straight into their formation lap.
yes, all 15. And here's the grid. Pole position in first place, part number 331, Austin Gale of CRG Thailand. Alongside him is Prasetyo Harja, 368 DRM Racing. Then we have Rajarat of WK Motorsports, card 359, and Monai Boy Racing, 389. Then there's Chanuk Nan, Maximum Motorsports, and Bongsapat Captain, WK Motorsport. Finally, we have a Japanese Ryoshu Nakasato.
And you have Touch Johnsai in 8. In 9, you have Kwan Chai from 1000 Racing Team. Suki Porsche in 10. Ivan in 11. Hannah Singh in 12. On 13 and 14, you have Bibinet Jenny and Clifford Kandapan. And in 15, Yongbun Kirachai Mongko. So that makes up the 15 drivers for the Senior Max pre-final.
Senior Max and Max Masters. Okay, they are all one corner away from the start. Slow down, 2 by 2. Yellow flags are waving. All information. Rounding the last corner. Here we go. This is the pre-final. 17 laps for the Senior Max and Max Masters. Do we get a red light off? Yes, yes, go, go, go. And immediately, Prasetyo Haja tries to cover from Austin Gale. Austin Gale gets to the front. It is Austin Gale in the lead from Prasetyo Haja. Into the hairpin. Defensive line from Austin Gale. It's still Prasetyo Haja in second place. And they pull away slightly, Ling, from the third place driver.
Yep, so it looks like the front two are right.
Together with Touch Johnsai as well. So Austin Gale leading the race. Okay, so it's Monai has dropped down actually. Monai is down to 7th. So it's Rajarat and Chanuk Nan in 3rd and 4th. Big loser there with Monai dropping down to 7th. But Austin Gale, 56, 0.3 seconds ahead of Prasetyo Haja. So 0.3 seconds. So Prasetyo Haja has got to stay with him. Yes, I think that's what he's trying to do. But look at, there's a battle for 3rd. Alright, do we see an overtaking into the hairpin? Nope, not quite close enough. But meanwhile, Austin Gale is opening at a gap over Prasetyo Haja in second place. Coming on the last corner, let's see what the gap is. Austin Gale, 56.2, 0.6 second now the gap. In third place, there is still a battle. Will Rajarat try to make a move into the hairpin? Coming up, left-hander. Defensive there from... Oh no! Rajarat goes for the inside. Chanukan for the inside. And gets a position from Rajarat. Here we go. It is still Prasetyo Haja chasing hard Austin Gale. He is matching well. He's trying to match because Prasetyo Haja and Chanuk Nan are both in the 56.5, but Austin Gale a 56.2 on the last lap. So you can see the gap now. It is no more a 0.6 second gap. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. I think Chanuk Nan's on the, he's on the flyer. His last lap was a 56.5, a 56.3. He is closing up on Prasetyo Haja and he's going to try to make a move next lap. A 56.0 from Austin Gale and the gap is now 1.1 seconds and we've only had 3 laps.
Yeah, so he's doing exactly what he did yesterday during the qualifying heat.
He's 1 corner ahead. Look at that. He is 1 corner ahead. He's already turning left when Prasetyo is still turning right. It is Chanuk Nan who moved up ahead of Rajarat. But now that he's behind Prasetyo Haja, he can't do anything about it. In fact, Prasetyo has left him a bit.
Yeah, and there is a trail of drivers right behind Chanukan. We have Rajarat, Bongsapat, Touch Johnsai, and Monai all following pretty closely behind.
And that's Austin Gale out front on his own. The gap now stands at 1.5 seconds. And he did another 56.0, which is half a second faster than the rest of the grid.
Yeah, so although he's in the front, there's no slowing Austin Gale down here. He obviously wants to ensure that he gets a comfortable victory here in the pre-final.
Everybody's doing 56.4s, but Austin is doing a 56.0. So, well, he is opening up the gap. He is in a comfortable position. Look at that. He's already turning left. Here comes Prasya Haja, being chased hard by Chanunan and Rajaraj, and Bong Sapat gets him.
So we're still following the second group with Prasetto, Chanukan, Rajarat, Bong Sapat, and Taj Jonsai.
I was about to call them the chasing group, but no. They're chasing Austin, but Austin's leaving them behind.
Yeah, Chanukan is now trying to match the pace of Prasetto, making sure he doesn't run away with second place as well.
Well, Chanunan is quicker than Prasetyo. Last lap, 56.3 over 56.4 by Pras, but he is not closing the gap. It still stands at 0.3 seconds.
Yep.
I guess there are some sections where Pras is stronger than Chanunan.
Yeah, but it is a very long pre-final. We still have 12 laps to go.
12 laps to go, and the lead for Austin Gill now stands at 1.7 seconds. A 56.1 on his last lap. Still 0.3 of a second faster than everybody else.
Like so far, no drivers has an answer to the lap time set by Austin Gill in the race lead. So our pole man in the clear, comfortable lead, and we have our eyes on this second group, which is the battle for second place.
Austin Gill, he's so comfortable. Just watching his times from this morning's warm-up, he's already clocked a 55.4, but currently in the race he's doing 56.0, so he's half a second off his best, but he's got a massive 1.8 second lead now over Prasetyo Haja, cut number 368.
Yeah, now Rajarat looks close. Chanukan and Rajarat sitting in fourth.
Rajarat is actually matching Chanukan's lap times, but they're not making any moves onto Prasetyo Haja, even though they are lapping slightly quicker.
Yeah, because this second group is now, we still have 5 drivers in this group.
It's only 6 laps, and we've lost sight of Austin Gill. He's not in the shot. Too far ahead.
Yeah, I think we can get a glimpse of him there.
Now we see him, but we don't see him anymore.
Shot.
So who's at the back of this group? Oh, that's Taj Jonsai, car number 378.
Yeah, he's the last driver at the end of this 5-driver group.
So Austin's already reached turn 1. The rest of the group is just coming through.
They're staying close, but I think not close enough for any of them to make an attack on each other, but we still have 10 laps to go.
It is a long race, 10 laps, averaging a 56 second lap per lap. So, what, 10 minutes? That's under 10 minutes to go. Prasya Haja into the hairpin, left and right.
Yeah, so he's controlling the pace.
Rajarat, he's close to Chanukan.
In some corners, he's slightly closer, but we can see Chanukan is
pulls away
he's stronger in different areas of the track as well.
So on screen, you can see the top 5, who is from 2nd to 6th, their positions. Taj Jonsai following Bong Sapat, following Rajarat, and Chanukan with Prasetyo ahead of that field. But of course, it's Austin Gill. His gap now stands at 2.1 seconds. Austin is long gone. 2.1 second gap with 9 laps to go.
Yep, our pole man continues to run away with the pre-final.
Look at how close 359 Rajarat is. Coming out that hairpin, but where can he make a move if he wants to? Right, we're coming up to the other overtaking hotspot. 2 more corners to go. Again, Rajarat is very close to Chanukan.
Yep, and don't rule out Bong Sapat and Taj Jonsai in the back as well. When we noticed yesterday in some of the heats, like when one driver starts to attack, they all start coming for each other.
Correct. So you can see at the overtaking hotspot, Chanukan just does get away from Rajarat. So Rajarat needs to work on closing up, maybe closer to where those overtakings are happening. Okay, they've dropped Bong Sapat and Taj Jonsai slightly. Bong Sapat was closer to Rajarat earlier, but now the gap has opened up.
Yeah, I think a long race, the challenge is also to keep up your pace with the front group to match the 3 guys in the front, Prasetto, Chanukan, and Rajarat.
I think it's harder work for Austin Gill because he's out there on his own. Trying to stay focused. 8 laps to go for Austin Gale, currently leading at 2.2 seconds. We've not spoken much about him because there is a chasing pack, but that chasing pack is not getting any closer. And looks like Prasetyo has gotten away slightly. Yes, he does. It's a good distance ahead of the rest.
Yeah, I think there's probably looks like a half a second gap maybe between him and Chan.
You're right, because it was 2.2 behind Austin. Chanonan is 2.6, so 0.4 seconds gap between Chanoknan and Prasetyo Harja.
But they're all still in the same shot, so with 7 laps to go. You
Same
never know.
shot and same position
You never
since
know what can
5 laps
happen,
ago.
but here we go. This is the part where we notice Rajarat is as close as he can be to Chanokan.
But coming out from that quick left-hander, Chanonan pulls away from Rajarat again. Yeah, at this point, from this point open, the gap comes up. 359, we're looking at Rajarat, Anand Takar into this overtaking spot, but not close enough for any overtaking to happen.
Yep, we're still following the second group here.
Here comes Austin Gale
To
to
complete
complete lap 11.
11.
He is on his last lap. Austin Gale on his last lap, and he's got a 2.2 second lead. He's dropped his pace slightly. Last lap was a 56.4. There you go. Prasetyo Harja defensive line there. Looks like Chanoknan.
Tried to dive right in there.
Now
But
now he's
Chanokan is
going
close
for
on
it.
the door, and Rajarat is with them as well. So it's a 3-way battle for P2 now.
Yep. Prasetyo Harja is looking over his shoulders. He knows he's not safe in second yet. Again, look a glance over the shoulder. Should that happen? Chanoknan versus Prasetyo versus Rajarat.
Yep. So
He's not close enough for the overtaking spot.
So it's 6 laps to go. It's attack mode on for the 3 drivers here.
Lap 11, about to complete lap 12. Here comes Austin Gale, massive lead.
We can still see Vong Sapat in 5th and Tash Jonsai in 6th, right
close
behind
enough,
this trio as well. So they are in touch. Is also trying to
Okay,
stay
this time
close.
round, Prasetyo doesn't
One.
take the defensive line. Lap to go. Austin Gale leading by 2.5 seconds. Picked up his pace, another 56.2, which is 0.3 of a second quicker than Prasetyo in second. Right, here comes the battle for second. Look at how close Rajaraj is.
Yep,
And
well, we have
and it's
our
got Chanoknan going nodding forward there.
well, we have our eyes on the battle for P2. Right behind them is the battle of P5 between Vong Sapat and Tash Jonsai.
All 3 drivers clocking 56. That's Prasetyo Harja, Chanoknan and Rajaraj. Okay, again, this time we can see Chanoknan closing up, but not close to make a move on Prasetyo Harja. 4 laps to go. There was about his hands full trying to defend from Chanoknan and Rajaraj. Yeah, now just outside of Austin Gale.
Like the top of his helmet as he's
For like a glimpse moment. He does have a 2.5 second lead.
no worries there for our race leader Austin Gale.
Massive
And
lead.
the pressure is now on Prasetyo. Can he hold on to P2 with 4 laps to go?
And also on Chanoknan, because he's trying to attack Prasetyo and also defend. The difference between Prasetyo and Chanoknan right now is if he gets through, it's a front row start. So will Chanoknan go for it and get that front row start that he wants for the final?
Yep. If Chanoknan wants to think about it, he is running out of lap time. 3 laps to go.
3 laps to go. Maybe he's planning a move later. Here they come. Austin, Prasetyo, Chanoknan. I mentioned Austin, but he's out of shot. 2.5 seconds. There he is again. Orange helmet.
Yep.
Here
And
comes
behind
second,
here
third, fourth, fifth,
is-
sixth, seventh.
Yeah, this is Vong Sapat in 5th with Tash Jonsai still shadowing him in 6th.
3 laps to go. Prasetyo Harja. Last lap of 56.3. slightly quicker than Channel 9 on a 56.4. Austin Gill about to cross the start finish line. Here comes Prasetyo under attack from Chanangnan and Rajarat.
And we are down to 2 more laps.
2 more laps. Can Prasetyo hang on for second place? Will Chanangnan throw caution to the wind and attack and get that front row start for the final?
So far, throughout the entire race, Part.2 has been the one here in P2 holding off the 4 drivers behind him. So far, doing a pretty good job.
He's
but
been in second place for 15 laps.
yeah, pretty good job. But he does have to hang on to it for another 1.5 laps.
And meanwhile, that's our race leader, cut number 331, Austin Gill. 15 laps, but to complete lap 16 and go for the last lap. Austin Gill currently leading by 2.3 seconds. He even puts up his hand there, acknowledging that it's the final lap.
And we start the final lap of the pre-final for the senior match.
Austin
Gill, your pole man, still in the race lead, 2.1 seconds ahead of this group.
Okay. Oh, Chanangnan nearly got swamped by Rajarat there into that hairpin left. He's got half a lap to go to retain that second place.
At the moment, doesn't look like Chanangnan is close enough, but Rajarat is pretty
looks like
close.
Rajarat may want to attack Chanangnan into wherever it is he can overtake. To this next corner, here comes Austin Gill. Here comes Prasetyo. That's Rajarat. Nope, I think he's too far.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed, they are too far away. Final lap, final corner. Let's catch the race leader. There you go. Race leader Austin Gill takes the checkered flag in the pre-final. 17 laps done for Senior Max and Max Masters.
Prasetyo survives the pre-final to hold on to P2, followed by Chanangnan, Rajarat, and Vongsapat in 5th.
Race leader 331 Austin Gill.
A comfortable win there for Austin, as they'll be back. We'll see them back on track later this afternoon for the final.
Okay, we're gonna go off to the highlights. So that was the highlights, and here's the provisional race results for Senior Max and Max Masters pre-final. In first place, Austin Gale, cut number 331, did the entire 17 minutes lap race in 15 minutes 59 seconds. Then the Perseo Haja in second, Chanoknan Viratacha in third, Rajaraj Anantakan in fourth, Vong Sapat Katsuri finishes fifth. Coming up next will be the DD2 Masters. There you go, that's card number 501. Nick, the infamous Nick Irwan. Card number 501. Then we caught a glimpse as Jasa there. Card number 554. 524 is
This is Luke
Armstrong. Go, I can see the officials checking their tires, making sure they're running the correct registered tires on their carts. Should have 5, right? Yeah, there you go. That's the 5th carter.
So that's Kenny Ng, and this is Mama
Where's
Jasa.
Faris Fauzi? We haven't seen him yet. Number 555. Oh, Mama Jasa showing how dirty his racing suit is. Time for a new one. That is the DD2 Max Masters cart. It is a shifter, so 2-speed. Jasa suiting up. 5 carts, 17 laps, I believe, for them. Was it? Yep, 17 as well. So looking at this morning, they did have their warm-up. So Faris Fauzi is at the fastest lap, a 55.414. Nick Irwan, a 55.9. Luke Armstrong, also 55.9. Jasa clocked at 56.2. Yi Tang clocked a 57.5. So that was their warm-up. Now it's time to get serious, the racing. There's Luke Armstrong suiting up. Still don't see Faris Fauzi anywhere. I see 4 carts. Oh, there. There you go, card number 555. Some undercarriage sort of Faris Fauzi's cart. Oh, you're talking about the schedule. Yeah. But the race so quick. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, because time. This one, 16 minutes only. No, imagine they give like 20 minutes, but only took 15 minutes. 5 minutes extra. Like you said, you accumulate. Because got time for you to run down and go seriously come back up. Yep, can see the Max Masters just chilling. Still a long time to go. They are scheduled to be on track for the race at 10:15 a.m. It's only 10:09. And the two racers chit-chatting with each other. These guys have been karting for what, 20 years or something? Since the late 90s. That time I was racing in seniors, they were doing this with the cadets. 1999, Langkawi. And then at that time, Alright, 1 minute to go for the DD2 Max Masters in their pre-final, a 17-lap race.
Alright, 30 seconds to go before the DD2 Max Masters karters, 5 of them, as you can see here, head out for their pre-final. So we have Luke Armstrong on the far left of the screen, and then on the right you have Mohammad Jassa, his teammate, so that's row 1. Row 2 you have Faris Fauzi and Nick Irwan, and on the third row you have Kenny Ng. So only 5 karters in this category for the DD2 Max Master.
That's your grid. Pole position in first place on the right side, cut 524, Luke Joshua Armstrong with Mohammad Jassa alongside. Then we have Faris Fauzi and Nick Irwan, 2 cousins on row 2, and Yi Tang Ng on row 3 on his own, driving for FSA Racing.
So short grid, but I think they'll have to slow down. Wait for Kenny, who's a little far behind.
Kenny, he's very far behind actually.
They're not okay, so they start to slow down here.
Now they're doing it. Here we go. After those 2 cones, there should be information that red line. 2 by 2. Here we go, 17 laps, pre-final for the DD2 Max Masters. I don't see how 5 cards can not be in formation.
You never know. So
Alright,
here we go. The red lights are off and we go racing.
Looks like Faris Fauzi pressuring.
Faris Fauzi makes
Up
a
to
move
P2.
and he passes Jassa for...
Yi Tang Ng as well has passed Nick Irwan. Look at that, Nick Irwan's dropped to dead last. But it is Luke Joshua Armstrong in the lead from the fighting Faris Fauzi.
It's a good start there from both Faris Fauzi and Kenny Ng, both gaining 1 position.
But Jassa is pressuring Faris Fauzi all the way.
Yep.
Look at that.
The gap is already so, but the other one as well is
Drop last.
trying to get past Kenny, but 4th and 5th is already dropping behind slightly to the top 3.
Okay. Into the happen is still Luke from Faris from Jassa. Nick Irwan was, I saw a glimpse that he was trying to overtake Yi Tang Ng into the hairpin. Let's see on the crossover. Yes, Nick Irwan has passed. He's back up to 4th. He lost the position from the start. Probably go on the gas a bit slow there.
Thankfully, gaining back on the very same lap. So P4 for Nick Irwan. In the front, you can see the 3 drivers, Luke Armstrong, Faris Fauzi, and Mohammad Jassa.
I think what Faris is doing is, you know what happened in the qualifying heat where he was stuck behind and by then Luke Armstrong had gotten away. So now, from the start, he has moved up to 2nd and trying to match Luke Armstrong. However, the gap up to 4.4 seconds now.
Yeah. Luke, I think he did a similar thing to what we saw Austin did in the senior match. He immediately started pulling away in the front, and yesterday his pace was clearly quicker than the rest of the DD2 Max Master drivers. So let's see what happens here in the pre-final.
Alright, both Luke and Faris are clocking 55. Faris slightly quicker at a 55.8, Luke on a 55.9. So Faris is faster, but fastest of all was Nick Irwan, 55.7.
Yeah, we can see now the top 2 drivers leaving Jassa behind there in 3rd. So Jassa, if he has to be slightly aware of his pace as well, because as Faisal mentioned, Nick Irwan is
closing up on him.
Closing up quickly in 4th.
There you go, Nick Irwan is there, just behind Jassa. Oh, look at that. Beautiful shot of Luke sliding around that long left-hander. Here comes Nick Irwan, hunting down Mohammad Jassa. Into the hairpin. Luke in the lead, only 0.3 seconds ahead of Faris Fauzi, rounding the last corner. That's a glimpse of Mohamed Jasa in the back.
So let's take a look at the new gap, half a second between Luke and Faris now.
Yeah, because Luke has dropped the hammer and he's clocked a 55.8, whereas Faris Fauzi only did a 56.1, so the gap has grown slightly.
Yeah, I think yesterday in the qualifying heat, Luke was the only one who can consistently lap in the 55.
Indeed, he was doing reeling in all the 55s. Okay, now is Nick A1. He's on the move on a 55.9. He's up to third. There you go, that's Nick A1. And he's also dropped Mohamed Jasa. There's a sizable gap there behind him.
So after falling to 5th in the opening lap, he is now playing catch up to the 2 drivers ahead of him.
Okay, 14 laps to go. Well, 13 at the end of this lap. Here comes Luke Armstrong. Another strong 55. Faris Fauzi a 55.8.
Looks like Faris Fauzi will have to put his head down if he wants to match and keep up with Luke Armstrong. You can see him slowly but surely pulling away in the front.
Yes, a tenth here, a tenth there, and Luke suddenly a half-second lead. So that's Luke Armstrong, distinctive blue and bright day glow yellow helmet, followed by Faris Fauzi in his red and white hat, red and white helmet. Bit of a Sweden color there, blue and yellow on the back of his helmet. Or is it Malaysian flag? I think it's Malaysian flag.
And here we have, this is Faris Fauzi, the 555 in P2. So Faris, he has to watch his pace as well because Nick A1 is also in the 55, pretty much identical pace as he is.
But well, Nick A1 is not catching up to Faris because last lap a 56.0 for Nick A1 and a 55.8 for Faris. But Luke Armstrong now the gap up to 0.7.
12 laps to go, still a long way for the D2 Max Master pre-final. This is your 3rd place and Nick A1.
12 laps to go, and we've only done 5 so we've got still 2/3 of the race to go.
Yep, here you can slightly see the gap between the top 4 drivers. Look front, the red part, you can see that's P2 Faris Fauzi.
That's Luke Armstrong. Rounding the last corner, right-hander. In the shot, there is Luke and Faris, and we just got a glimpse. This is Nick A1. Finally, Mohamed Jasa. Left lonely behind him is Yi Tang Eng. Okay, that's 501, Nick A1. Last lap, a 55.9. He has matched the lap times by Luke, but he's so far behind. He's 2.5 seconds behind the race leader.
Yeah, I guess he was held up because he has to play catch up from 5th. So it did take him some time, and by the time he caught up to Faris, they're already pulling the 2 drivers in the front already way ahead.
So 6 laps down, another 11 laps to go. Looking at car number 501, that's Nick A1. This is 524.
This is Luke Armstrong, our race leader. I guess all Luke has to do is just maintain his pace.
Yeah, I
and
think
there's pretty much no answer from Faris.
if he keeps reeling in these mid 55s, then Faris has to keep up. But the gap now has dropped slightly. It's now 0.5 because the last lap Luke went a 55.9 versus Faris who did a 55.8. There you go. Faris has closed up the gap, or Luke has let off some gas.
He's probably trying to pace himself but also maintain the gap.
He's got to do this 10 more times. 10 more laps to
10
go.
more laps. Let's see if Faris keeping anything in the tank for the second half of the race.
Yeah, so
So
Luke,
this is how the gap looks like on screen between Luke Armstrong and Faris Fauzi as they come around
that's
the final
0.5
turn.
seconds.
We're gonna see the new gap, still half a second.
Half a second. So half second is what? When you have a side view, it looks like 4 cut lengths.
Yeah. And Nick Irwin now 3 seconds behind this leading group.
Yeah, Nick Irwin's last lap was 1 second slower than Luke, so easily the gap has opened up.
Yeah. Jasa for the 10-second behind and Kenny 13-second in fifth.
Alright, this is an announcement from the organizers to all drivers at 10:35. We will meet you at the starting line for the grand opening and group photo. All drivers in your suits and helmets.
Alright, 8 laps down, 9 laps to go. We are still following our race leader and the driver in second. This is Audi.
They're both matching each other's lap times. 55.7 for Luke, 55.8 for Faris. Gap at 0.6 seconds.
Here is our P2, P5 Faris Fauzi. Nothing much he can do at the moment to bring down that gap between himself and Luke Armstrong. They've cleared Nick Irwin in. So let's see with 8 laps to go. Is one gonna butt? Is Luke gonna use his pace, pick up his pace, and we're gonna take a look at the gap once again as they come around the final turn.
So it's just over half distance. Okay, the gap has grown. Can see that it has grown. It's now 0.7 seconds. So last lap of 55.9 from Faris, 55.8 from by Luke. So he has opened the gap. There's still one more race in the afternoon though for them.
Yeah, it's a long pre-final here with 7 laps to go.
Look at Nick Irwin. He has dropped way behind. 4.9 seconds behind
Yeah,
race
and
leader.
we look at the gap between Jasa and Kenny. It's only less than little more than a second. So Jasa
I think
is falling behind.
yeah, off screen you can see actually they're running together. Jasa and
they're way
Yi Kang Eun.
They're about 15 seconds behind
Race
our
leader.
front group.
Here we come, Luke Armstrong about to complete lap 11 of 17. 6 more laps to go, guys. 6 more laps to go for Luke and Faris Fauzi and the rest. Okay, this time round, Faris has lapped quicker. He's reduced the gap back down to 0.6 seconds. Are we in for a battle in the final 5 laps?
But looking at the pace, I think Luke is definitely the more consistent one.
And his lap time is just there, the high 55.
So it has been a challenge for Faris to keep up and match his pace. But as Faisal mentioned, they do have another final race later this afternoon.
Yes, your lonely racer Nick Irwin, half a second behind, 5 seconds behind Luke, and 10 seconds ahead of 4th place Mohammad Jasa. All out on track, all on his own. Nick Irwin, number 501. Best lap so far, a 55.7, but 5 seconds behind race leader. Yes, slightly quicker lap by Faris Fauzi. He needs to keep it up to stay close to Luke and put Luke under pressure, but 5 laps to go. What can Faris do?
So we have our eyes on the duel ahead. So
Both of them actually teammates from the RMCTH. Or not teammates.
No, Faris is in different team.
Yeah, so we have Luke in the front. He has led all the way from the very start of the pre-final. Started from pole. Faris started in
Third place.
third.
Yep.
So let's take a look at the gap as they complete 13 laps. Still half a second. So Faris can see Luke, but nothing
What can
much
he do about
can
it?
do at the moment.
Seeing him is one thing, getting close to him is another, and then finally he has to try and find a way past.
Try to study Luke now for the final
I think he's
race.
been studying Luke for the past 13 laps.
Hopefully he'll pick up a thing or two that may be able to help him towards the final race. this afternoon.
So 13 laps down, 4 laps to go, including this lap.
Yeah, because if he finishes in second, he will be starting on the front row in the final race alongside Luke, so that may give him an advantage as well. Nick Irwin, 8 seconds now behind Luke and Faris.
Okay, 4 laps to go. 3 laps to go now. Gap is still at 0.5 of a second. And between them both, they are both clocking 55.8. Faris is close, but not close enough. Half a second is not close enough for him to get any chance of overtaking. But I'll give him credit, he's not giving up. He is staying with...
I think he's showing that he can match.
Yeah,
the last lap.
both of them 55.8. How about this? It's 55.891 and then 55.897 between Luke and Faris.
So almost identical at times on their last lap, but we are down to 3 more laps here.
3 more laps, 2 laps plus. Because at the end of this lap, it will be 2 laps down. There you go. I just got Luke looking over his shoulder. Faris is still there.
Slightly now 0.4 of and Faris.
It's as close as I've seen Faris and Luke. We are on the penultimate lap. Everyone even slower now, 10 seconds behind.
I wonder if Faris is gearing up for final lap attack. He's been saving all throughout the last 10 laps, but
It's not close enough. He needs to gear it up.
we'll see how things get underway here as we follow our race leader, Luke Armstrong.
Yep, 0.4 seconds between Luke Armstrong and Faris Fauzi. Going through the last corner. Oh, slightly different entry there from Faris Fauzi.
On to the final lap here.
Final lap, 0.5 seconds. It is half-second gap. Looks like I think Luke is controlling the pace. Easily controlling the pace. Start 524 and 555. Luke Armstrong and Faris Fauzi.
Yep, Nick Irwin now 13 seconds behind in third. Jasa still in fourth, and Kenny just crossed the line in fifth to start his final.
Here comes Luke Armstrong. He's 2 corners away from his pre-final win. And the camera zooms out. Here we see both first and second reaching the start-finish line. Takes the checkered flag. Luke Armstrong takes the win in the pre-final of DD2 Max Masters.
Faris Fauzi takes second, and we'll have to wait probably another 12 seconds.
3 seconds for Nick Irwin. Here comes Nick Irwin.
He's coming around.
Yep. Nick Irwin across the start-finish line. 18 seconds behind the race leader in third place.
Yeah. To take also wrapped up our pre-final action.
All the pre-final action from yesterday and today.
And after this, we'll start gearing up towards our final races, which we will start with the Micro Max. But at 10:35, we do have the grand opening and group photo ceremony happening at the starting line, which we would like to invite all drivers from the Rotex Max Challenge Asia Trophy and also the Rotex Max Challenge Thailand to join us at the starting grid.
Yep. So calling all drivers for the grand opening and group photo. Here comes the highlights from the DD2 Max Masters pre-final.
to join us at the starting grid area for our grand opening.